Hello listeners, welcome to my video demonstrating this particular guitar. It's a Chaki P2, serial number 24. Not exactly sure when it was built, but I suspect it was built in the early 1970s in Japan by Shiro Tsuchi, working for the Chaki company in Kyoto, Japan. Some details about the Chaki company before I get onto this particular guitar. The company was founded in 1947 in Kyoto in Japan, and they manufactured a wide range of musical instruments but specialised in stringed instruments including double basses. At some point, probably in the 1960s or early 70s, I think late 60s from what I've heard, is they hired Shiro Tsuchi, please correct me if I'm pronouncing that terribly incorrectly, to build guitars, and he claims to have been the first Japanese luthier to build hand-carved Archtop guitars in Japan. Shiro Tsuchi still builds Archtop guitars to this day, at the time of recording in 2023. His son is also helping him in his business. You can check out his own website, perhaps I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, here we have a catalogue from the early 70s, I believe, showing some of the Chaki guitars built by Shiro Tsuchi. So some specifications about this particular guitar. So this is what Chaki have labelled a P2. Just exactly what P2 means in terms of their specifications isn't clear, because different guitars labelled P2 seem to have different details. But this particular guitar is a 24 and 3 inch scale length, which is fairly standard. The lower bout is just short of 17 inches. It's actually a little bit more than 16 and 3/4. So it's a fairly big guitar, but it doesn't feel that big, but it does sound big. It's got a really huge tone to it. The fingerboard radius, well, it's really, really curved, more curved than my most curved radius gauge. So I'm going to say it's probably about 7 inches. The neck profile, it is fairly thin, but it's definitely still a C. It's definitely a solid carved spruce top. It's quite thick and fairly open grain spruce. The back and sides are clearly made of maple. It's definitely a carved back. You can tell that by the join down the back. The sides might be laminated, who knows, but probably one piece. And the neck is 2-piece maple. The fretboard is definitely some sort of rosewood. It's a fairly purpley colour kind of rosewood, so I suspect it's Indian rosewood. And it has these beautiful, quite highly coloured parallelogram inlays. So this photo here shows the nut that was fitted to the guitar when I bought it. As you can see, the string spacing is quite narrow. It's down to 31mm. I highly doubt this is the original nut for the guitar. The nut itself is too wide for the neck. It protrudes on each side and it doesn't fit very well, and it's got a splint underneath it. So yeah, lots of reasons to think it's not the original nut. So I do believe the guitar has all its original hardware, original pickups, bridge, tailpiece, knob, switch, tuning heads, everything, and pickguard in fact. As you can see in the picture on the left, there is a couple of cracks in the solid carved spruce top. Those cracks have been braced underneath with some more spruce across the grain, so they've been stabilised and probably won't cause any problems in the future. They certainly don't cause any problems now. The guitar sounds amazing and is perfectly playable. The bridge is solid rosewood and is quite a high bridge. It's quite a long way off the soundboard, creating quite a break angle of strings as it goes over the bridge down to the tailpiece. And yeah, the photo in the middle there is showing you the fretboard. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's sort of East Indian rosewood with quite beautiful abalone shell parallelogram inlays. And the photograph on the right showing the headstock, demonstrating that it still does have its original tuners. Not great tuners, but original ones. So let me play a couple of tunes for you. First tune I'll play is called Polka Dots and Moonbeams, and I'll play that purely acoustically. And the second tune I'll play is a bossa nova called Turn Out the Stars, and I'll play that electrically. However, of course, the microphone will ambiently pick up the acoustic sound mixed as well with it.